Good afternoon. My name is Bob Smith. I'm the manager here at LOI Care in the optical department at the Coolidge Road location. This afternoon what we're going to do is work with Jen here, and we're going to demonstrate the different eyeglass frames that we have. What we're going to try and show you is how these frames, how an optician can help assist someone in the choosing of new frames.
So we do have a few questions that came in prior to going live, and for anybody who's watching, feel free to send in your questions in the comments as well. So one of the questions was, my doctor told me I need to get progressive lenses. Does that mean I will have a line down the middle of my glasses like bifocals?
No, actually there is no line visible at all with what we call progressive lenses. The benefit to a progressive lens is it allows you to see at multiple distances. A lined bifocal would only allow you to see far away and up close, and the progressive lens, the no-line type lens, allows you to see far, intermediate, and up close. So it incorporates all the different reading distances into one lens.
Gotcha. So if people do not, there's another question that came in, if people do not want to change their frames every year but want to keep up with the trends, are there some classic frames that you would recommend that are good with every face shape and not to look outdated or old lady-ish in a year or two?
Yeah, we have numerous styles that would fit that category. You know, something, a very popular look is maybe like a tortoiseshell frame, something in a plastic type frame that can be worn with dress or casual clothing, and really very popular for all different ages. Here's something we're going to try on Jen. And this is an example of something. If you look at how the frame fits on the bridge of her nose, it's very important. That's an area of the frame that we're very concerned with, and the shape, the way it follows the brow line, and also the width of that, the way it sits on her face. All of those are very important, not only for cosmetics, but it really assists in the performance of the lenses, because unfortunately sometimes what we see is people coming in having problems with their prescription lenses, and a lot of that is due to a frame that's not fitting properly.
Cool. So we have a question that came in, is I was wondering how many frames they have to choose from if they come to any of the locations.
Fortunately, at LOI Care we have many frames. At our main location on Coolidge Road we have over 2,000 frames. At all of our other satellite offices we would have between 8 to 2,000 frames. So we have really a very wide selection.
Perfect. So speaking of the satellite offices, is there a person like you there, an optician there at every location?
We do. We have licensed opticians at all of our locations. We're very fortunate. We have a very good, experienced staff that have been with us for many years.
So if you need glasses for driving at night, and I experience this, but there's like the glow around the headlights, are there lenses that can help with that issue?
There are. There is something, a treatment that can be applied to the lenses. It's called an anti-glare. And what that does is it stops the bouncing of light. Usually when you wear eyeglasses, you have a problem with reflections. The visible light that we want to transmit through the lens bounces off the front surface. So if we can put the anti-glare on the lens, very similar to camera lenses of binoculars, instead of that light bouncing off, it transmits through the lens.
All right. Real quick here, another one came in, is what does a licensed optician mean?
Well, the benefit to seeing licensed opticians versus someone who does not have those credentials is that we have to maintain continuing education credits. So not only do they have to pass tests for their certification, but they'll have continuing education credits that they have to maintain to keep that license. And so that gives them information, and by doing the continuing education credits, we're always staying current on all the updated information.
Okay. So when you're buying these glasses, right, and you're keeping them for a longer period of time, you know, we talked about not wanting to have them look outdated, but are there any new frames or products that are coming out that you can show here that would
Sure.
see how they look on Jen, and so that we can get into the kind of visibility of what to choose from on the frames.
Yeah. What's really changed over the years as far as frames, we're using more plastic frames nowadays, but we're also using a lot more color. Reason for that, we'll have different reasons. From sometimes we want to bring out a person's skin tones. For females, you'll see the reds or the rose tones, things like the colors like that are very popular because it just enhances whatever color they have in their skin naturally. Another good example might be something. Let's try on something like this. We try on something with a little color towards the top, and you'll see something like that is a very lightweight look on Jen still, but also what it does is the darkness of the top of the frame also blends with her brow line. So you have a continuation from the brow to the frame to the eye that's very comforting.
When we're choosing these glasses and when we're taking them home, you know, I have dogs at home that might chew them, I might sit on them. Is there a warranty for frames? So if Jen goes with these nice frames, is there a warranty? There
is. At LOI Care many years ago, we started a warranty for our patients, and really it doesn't cost the patients anything at all. And by that what we mean is whenever you purchase eyeglasses from us, it's automatically included with the cost of the glasses. What the safety net for the patient is if they accidentally break the frame, damage the lenses, there would just be a $25 deductible. So the benefit is you're not purchasing something or some type of insurance up front that you may or may not use. In this case, it's like I said, the safety net if you do need it.
If you need it.
Right.
Well, there you go, Allison. So now you know that you have a warranty. There's another question here that comes in is, my eyes are hurting after working at the computer all day. Are there lenses available that can help with that? Like are Jen's lenses or anything that you can put in frames?
Yes. Yeah. Nowadays we have, because of the amount of time that people spend with their computers, either at their desk or even their personal use, we have lenses that really incorporate the intermediate distance and the up-close distance. So normally we would say, you know, people that use a progressive type lens that allows them to see distance, intermediate, and close, we take the lower 2/3 of a progressive lens, which is the intermediate power, the arm's length or the computer distance, and place that over a larger area. So the top half of the lens might be that intermediate power, and then the lower half might be the up-close power, so they can read at multiple distances or the distances that they use the most throughout the day.
So what's the number one factor, what's the secret weapon of an optician to use to determine the frames that are right for my face? Patty's asking this, so okay. I'm sure she has some interest here for some new frames that might be a future sale.
Well, we listen to what the customer wants. Many times when we begin our conversation with them, we ask them, how can we help you? And many times they have an interest already. They may want a certain plastic frame, or they may want a wire frame. Beyond that, what we do is we discuss the benefits of the different colors, cosmetics, and then we begin to discuss the fit. We look at their prescription, see how we can incorporate that into the overall frame to make sure everything works properly when we're done. Because again, oftentimes we can take a color of a frame. Someone that has blue eyes, we might want to, for instance, put a little bit of blue in the frame, choose something like that. Mm-hmm. It would just enhance their eye color.
Definitely. So with, it's sunny out, UVB blocking, right? UVB. Mm-hmm. You want to get sunglasses to protect your eyes year round, but can you put a prescription in sunglasses?
We can. Nowadays, you really have no limitations. As far as the lens designs, here's an example right here of a nice pair of Maui Jim sunglasses. Years ago we couldn't do that, but nowadays we can. We can do distance-only prescriptions, we can do progressive lenses, and in those we can make them so they look just like the authentic Maui lenses, the Maui Jim lenses. We can get them right from the factory. They have all the treatments, they're polarized, they have glare-reducing finishes on the front of the lens. You'll see for these, for instance, have a little bit of a mirror finish. That's very popular and helps reduce glare on the water or also in the snow.
Now, are these a recommended style for Jen's face shape and everything?
You'll see that the shape on that is very good. It really doesn't rest on her cheeks or anything at all, but yet you're getting good coverage on the sides Vertically, the frame sits up high enough on her face so sunlight won't be coming over the top of the frame into her eyes. And by what we're going to do here, let's have her try one on and show an example of something. While it's a very nice frame, it's not necessarily the right frame for Jen. You'll see sometimes when people go and they pick things off the rack themselves, they might walk out of the store with this, or if they get their prescription in there and sometimes the frame isn't fitting properly, this would be a good example of maybe something the frame just slides, or it's just too large for her face.
On that nose that you were talking about earlier.
Exactly.
And then what about,
now here's an example of something that fits Jen very well. You'll see the shape follows her brow line again, so we discussed light not getting over the top. It comes down low enough on her cheeks, so you're not going to get glare from underneath of, by the water or off the hood of the car.
Definitely. And I never noticed before keeping that bridge, the line of the bridge on the nose, and if you see the difference between the two, you can really tell the difference. Those look great on
Well,
you.
thank you. You can feel the difference as well.
Yeah. And we're talking about that bridge of the nose. How quickly some of these lenses, if you put on a lens, they have the nose pads on there. And a lot of people, sometimes they go bad or hard, and how should people get those changed out at any certain point of time?
They should periodically. It depends, on how you wear them. If you're someone who's very active and you perspire quite a bit, or if you work outdoors in the sun, or even just with your everyday glasses, then those should be changed periodically because they'll absorb the oils of your skin and they'll discolor. And so we can replace those at no charge if you purchase your glasses from us, and they look much better.
All right. And so when the glasses seem to get heavy on the nose and they tend to leave marks, is there a difference between having the pads on those lenses versus a different type of frame? Or is there a fix to it?
There is. We try to discuss that beforehand, not only by getting the correct size, because even frames that have adjustable nose pads still come in different sizes. And so a person with a narrower bridge, that bridge we would fit them with a size that was a little bit smaller. But then that's where we get back to a little bit we discussed earlier about an optician, a licensed optician, can assist them in getting the right prescription lens in that frame. There are many different thicknesses or materials for lenses nowadays, and so we can help them select a choice that works with their prescription and fits in the frame.
Perfect. So speaking of the lens options, Beth is asking if there's lens options for blue light.
There are. We have very similar to the anti-glare coating. There's a new anti-glare coating that's been available for a few years now, and that reduces the blue light that comes from all the different digital devices that we use, iPads, computers, your cell phones. So everyone's protected from that.
Now, when Jen's made this purchase, is there a certain type of care that she needs to take for cleaning her glasses, or should she worry about hurting the lens? Can I just use a Kleenex, a paper towel? What's going on?
Yeah, those are things we try to avoid, the Kleenex and paper towels. The soft tissues are okay sometimes, but ideally what we're using is either the spray cleaner, and all of our patients receive samples of that when they order their glasses. And then daily cleaning with a microfiber cleaning cloth, and the spray cleaner works very well. Sometimes if the glasses are soiled, you want to use maybe even just some soap and water, works very well too. And then mostly what we're trying to avoid are any kind of cleaners that contain any ammonia or other chemicals, things like that can damage the lens.
Perfect. Now, one question that came in from Kyrie is, what are some brands that we carry here at LOI in the optical department, and are they available at all of your locations?
They are. We carry designer frames at all of our locations, and depending on the market at each location, that product mix can vary a little bit. Here at the Coolidge Road location, we have designers like Vera Bradley, Kay Spade, Ellen Tracy, or Maui Jim, Oakley, a lot of the designer brands, and then Ray-Ban sunglasses. So, Joseph Abboud frames, things like that. So we carry, designer frames for men and women both.
Do you carry children's frames?
We do, yeah. We have a very large selection of children's frames, and we're able to fit from, infants right on up through the teen years before they, we get into some of the smaller adult frames. So we have a very good selection of children's frames. Not only, and we discussed different features of frames with appearance regarding safety, and durability. Those are all very important when selecting a frame.
Definitely. Now we have a few more glasses here to show. So could
Sure.
you tell us, should people stick with a black frame or a brown frame, or is there a pop of color that's acceptable sometimes if you want to have fun?
Definitely. You saw earlier when Jen had on the red frame, it was very good. You'll see some color. We'll try something like this on. And styles like these are very nice. I mean, very much like clothing or shoes or any other fashion accessory. There's multiple colors that are available nowadays. We have things, something like that. It would be fun. You see.
So yeah, you can tell here. There's a pop of purple and turquoise.
Sure.
So it's definitely, that's a fun frame. And any specifics, that goes really well with their hair color and. Just kind of, that's what you take into consideration as hair and skin.
We do. Hair color, skin tones, eye color, all of those would really be considerations. We'll try on another one here. You see that looks very nice with what she has on today. It's kind of a teal colored frame. But now one thing I'll point out on this frame that we were discussing earlier about the fit of the frame. You'll see how that rides a little bit low and a little bit close to her cheekbones. And so what you have there, that has to do with the fit of the bridge. If that bridge were a little smaller, that would lift that up, so the top of the frame would be a little closer to her brow line, and those lines would be very similar. So we can give her one. Here's an example of something that we'll have a little fun with this one here. Yeah, what not to wear. But you'll see, although that frame may be fun on the right person, with Jen's darker hair and brow line, the contrasting color of that white against is a little bit much, and so while that might be not a good frame for her, it may be good on someone with a lighter complexion.
Definitely.
Then we also have something where if we're looking for something with a very lightweight, minimal look, as far as frame appearance, something like this might be nice for evening wear. A little dressy look to the side. She may have jewelry on or earrings on that you want to, and you want your eyeglasses just to be an accessory. And so this would fall in that category.
All right. So, the biggest difference here, come into LOI Care and you get hands-on experience of picking out your frames, right? And that's one of the added benefits instead of shopping online anywhere, and hands-on experience. So,
yeah, we have the experience of, the licensed opticians at all of our locations, but also the follow-up care. It's the service not only in the beginning, but as long as they own the glasses.
Good.
So we're more than happy to take care of them.
Perfect. Well, if you want to schedule an appointment or talk to one of our opticians, feel free to stop into any location. Visit us online at loi.com for more information. Thank you.